Today, we're going to be talking about how much doctors earn, specifically consultants. We'll be talking about how much consultant doctors get paid by the NHS, and also whether there are other ways that they can supplement their salary. Stay tuned till the end to find out more about that. For those of you who are new here, I'm Varun. I'm a trainee radiologist in the UK. My friend Sanchit, who I run this channel with, is a psychiatry trainee and is currently away on holiday. People often think doctors are filthy rich, which is something you often hear doctors themselves denying. So what is the truth? To start off with, let's talk about the way doctors are paid in the UK. The first thing to understand is that 99.9% of doctors in the UK work for the NHS, that is the National Health Service, i.e. the government. Just for a bit of context, the NHS is essentially universal healthcare, so regardless of your ability to pay, you will receive free healthcare. That can range for something as simple as a GP appointment to having major heart surgery. That will all be free. Now, within the NHS, all doctors of the same grade are paid the same regardless of what specialty they do. This means that a brand new year one vascular surgery consultant will be paid the same as a year one brand new geriatric consultant, acute medical consultant, cardiology consultant, you name it, they'll all be paid the same. We'll get to the numbers in just a second, but before we do, I think it's important to understand who is a consultant. So a consultant is a doctor who has completed their medical training, that is medical school and further higher training, and is now licensed to practice fully independently within their specialty. To become a consultant, you need to complete 5 or 6 years of medical school, 2 years of foundation training, 2-3 years of core training in your chosen specialty, and then 4 to 6 years of higher training within your chosen specialty. If you're in a specialty which is particularly competitive or is technically very challenging, you may choose to do an extra 1 to 2 year fellowship. So to become a consultant, you need to complete 10 to 12 years of training and exams after finishing medical school, and that's assuming you get into the specialty of your choice on your first application, which often people don't. So after all that training, how much are the consultants paid? The numbers are readily available online. A brand new year one consultant earns roughly £84,000 a year. This rises to roughly £114,000 a year after 19 years of being a consultant. Certainly not small amounts of money, and you can live very comfortably off this, but there are definitely easier and quicker ways to make this kind of cash. So why are doctors paid this much? We all know that in places like America, Canada and Australia, doctors are paid a lot more than this. The reason quite simply is the business model of healthcare in the UK. Like I mentioned earlier, 97.9% of doctors in the UK work for the NHS. The NHS is essentially the UK government who has a monopoly on healthcare in the UK. Now this is a great thing because we can provide free healthcare for people regardless of their ability to pay. From a financial and business point of view, the UK government would want to provide this universal healthcare for as cheap as possible. After all, this means that you can treat more people for less money. However, the government does have to strike a balance in terms of keeping their workforce happy. This means rewarding their healthcare staff adequately, and this obviously includes doctors. In this regard, there is something in the favour of the UK government in that there isn't much private healthcare in the UK. This means the NHS does not have to compete for doctors, and the NHS does not have an incentive to try and increase the wages of doctors. Certainly for some specialties such as orthopaedic surgery, there is a bigger private market out there, but it's extremely rare for doctors to be able to work exclusively in the private healthcare setting. This has been quite a contentious issue for as long as I've been a doctor, and the government probably hasn't been getting the balance quite right. In fact, when I was in my final year of medical school, junior doctors went on strike for the first time in the UK due to changes the government were bringing in on their pay and working conditions. So, can you supplement your salary in any way? Now, there is some private healthcare within the UK, and if you're lucky enough to work in a specialty which has some private practice, things like orthopaedic surgery, you can take advantage of this. For a select few hardworking people, working in the private sector can be very lucrative, with the salaries far outstripping what they earn in the NHS. However, for a variety of reasons, this is getting more and more difficult, and realistically, it's very unlikely a doctor is going to be able to work exclusively in the private sector. Usually, doctors engaging with private healthcare in the UK are NHS doctors who work in the private hospitals in their own time, i.e. in the evenings and on their free weekends. So from what we've spoken about so far, you can see that most doctors earn enough to live a comfortable life. However, the vast majority of them are by no means wealthy or rich. So then why are doctors sometimes considered to be filthy rich in the UK? In my personal opinion, a lot of it's due to the media, and doctors we see in the media are often American doctors who are paid far better than we are. Another reason is that previous generations of doctors were paid better than we are. When the NHS was first created after the Second World War in 1948, the government had to provide some sort of incentive for doctors en masse to come work for the NHS. After all, without the doctors, there was no NHS. This meant they were offered higher salaries in comparison to the average at the time, free accommodation and food, free education, and of course lower cost of living. All of these perks and a few others have disappeared along the years as the NHS has become more well established. In fact, between 2010 and 2020, there was a pay freeze on all public sector workers. This includes people like policemen, nurses, and obviously doctors. This was essentially a pay cut after you take into account inflation. Because of this and further pensions and tax changes, the British Medical Association estimates that a consultant's real term pay has reduced by around 30% since 2008. This video is getting a bit gloomy now. What about the positives? Being a doctor who is paid by the government, we have a lot of job security. We get protected annual leave and we get protected sick leave as well. During the COVID pandemic, doctors have obviously been working very hard, but equally we've had job security. We've seen so many businesses struggle to make ends meet during this time, and this isn't something we really have to worry about. And ultimately, most doctors enjoy what they do. Like I keep saying, while you're not wealthy as a doctor, you're unlikely to struggle financially to make ends meet, and you will probably be able to live quite a comfortable life. I do have friends who completed medical school, did some training, and then quickly realized the lifestyle they wanted to live wasn't going to be made possible by being a doctor, and they left to work in the city. I don't really know what that means, but they seem to work a lot of hours but get paid very well for them. For me personally, I enjoy what I do, I don't struggle financially, and this is a path that I'm happy to continue down. But that's a decision that each person has to make for themselves. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and that I shed some light on what pay is like for a consultant doctor in the UK. If you liked the video, guys, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And apart from all of that, we will see you guys same place, same time next week, STM Sundays. See you guys later.